All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, I want to do just a quick little, exhortation video, you could say, about this scripture right here in the NIV. All right, because I read this in the NIV, and I was just like, wow, it applies to us today too. So this is Exodus 3:7. It says, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering. So I'm going to title this video, I am concerned about their suffering. The Lord is, he's concerned about what we're going through. He sees all this stuff that's going on down here. He knows that we have to live amongst these moes and transformers, and he knows we have to live amongst these degenerates, these 2/3, these heathen. He's aware of just how tight, the situation is, for a lot of brothers, financially. He's aware of, the hell that we're catching. He's aware of, the woman problems that brothers are going through. He's aware of, all the injustices that brothers are suffering, all the stuff we got to put up with here, and he, just like in ancient Egypt, he's concerned about our suffering. All right, let's read this in the KJV. All right, it says, and Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. All right. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land unto a good and a large land, unto a good land and a large, all right, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, because it was these Hamites, these Canaanites living up in that land, and then, we kicked them up out of there, with force, So anyway, that's, that's what the Lord is going to do in this time. He's going to take us up out of this place, and he's actually going to bring us into that same land. Let's go to Jeremiah 16 and 14. It says, Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that it shall no more be said, The Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, right? It's talking about ancient Egypt that he brought us out of. But the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, which is America, okay, here in North America, which the United States is within the continent of North America, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. That's St. Matthew, the 24th chapter. Yahweh Shai said he's going to give his angels charge to gather his elect from the four winds, roughly paraphrasing. All right. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. All right. So when we get beamed up, when we come back down and take over the world. Slaki, I'm a little excited over here, when we take over the world, we're gonna set up, the land of Israel, that promised land, as our home base, so to speak. All right. So, but the point being, the Most High, he knows what we're going through. He, he's gonna get us out of this. He's not gonna just punish us for all of eternity. He's, especially with, the hopeful elect, crying out to him, repenting, doing everything, to make it right with him, those true worshipers, crying out to him every day, multiple times a day. He's not going to just leave this place intact, and that's why this whole place is falling apart. That's why, we're getting ready to see this great judgment soon, that time of great trouble, Jacob's trouble, which we're in, but it's going to escalate, and then also World War III and the nuclear destruction, once they push this microchip, okay? So the Most High is making these things happen because he's worried about his elect. He's concerned about his elect suffering. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Woo. So the Most High cares about his elect, man. And forgive me 1 second. All right, excuse me. Just had to drink some water. The Most High has care for his elect, man. And he's not going to just leave us down here. Lord's will would be the elect, to just suffer and suffer and suffer, So that was it. I just wanted to bring that out, real quick hit. I hope that was edifying to you brothers out there. The Lord is with us, brothers. He's finna get us up out of here soon, man. All right, we're not about to just be down here just for another 10 years, all right? Another 50 years. No, hell no, all right? The Lord is shortening the days for the elect's sake, like it says in the Gospels, So, hey, with that, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.